We're here outside in Columbus, not too cold today, for another episode of UnCAGED. We have Evan Centopani, fresh off the stage at the Arnold Classic. As you can see, still tanned, still with the remnants of pro tan on him, which is it's not something you're fond of. You don't prefer the tan look, do you?
Watch out for my toilet seat before you sit down.
Covered in orange residue. A color that doesn't exist in nature.
It is not normal. So what is that shade?
You wouldn't be, for example, caught dead going to a tanning salon, would you? How much have you actually tanned compared to most other bodybuilders before a contest?
On a scale of 1 to Casper?
On a scale of Casper to George Hamilton.
Yeah. No, I don't get in tanning beds. I'm not into that. It's not my thing.
You do like vitamin D, but you don't. Yeah. You stay away from too much exposure to the sun in general, right?
You know, if I got some work to do outside,
of course,
then I catch some rays. But
shirtless landscaping or hardscaping,
I'm working
for example,
in the garden, you know.
Right. Okay. But not laying out.
That's a little feminine for you.
It is a little feminine for you. It is a little feminine for you. It's not very Connecticut either. It's more Jersey than Connecticut. That kind of
you know, I always ask myself, what would my dad think of this? So if I were to picture myself like in a lounge chair, like on my back patio, with holding one of those reflectors, I picture my dad coming out.
In the banana hammock.
Yeah, and he either would say, "What are you doing?" or he would just look at me,
turn around,
and then just keep walking. So. You know, it's
a good standard. What would my dad think of me in this moment? That's not a bad standard to live up to. There's oftentimes, speaking of the standard about your dad and whatnot, I hold myself to the same standard with my dad. But every so often I'll be drinking some kind of diet thing or have some kind of artificial sweetener thing that makes me feel better about my bodybuilding goals or whatever, right? And I think to myself, oh man, Evan wouldn't come within a country yard of this fucking thing. Not in a million fucking years. You hold yourself to it, but it's good. I think to a certain degree, I feel like you've set a standard in terms of making healthy choices with regards to food and lifestyle in bodybuilding. In a sport of extreme and excess, you set a kind of a standard for us guys, and it's a good thing.
Yeah, you know, and you don't want anyone thinking you're being like snobby.
No.
You're being a jerk, you know?
It's not that you're better than me necessarily.
No, because I never try to impose it on anyone.
Right, of course.
But you know, like if I was going on a long trip, you know, on an airplane, and I've done this many times before, and I'm faced with either the airplane food, which is likely not very good, or fasting. I'd probably just fast.
Right.
Because I know, you know what? I think a lot of it's about doing. You have to believe in what you're doing. Right?
Sure.
You have to feel good about it.
Sure.
And there's nothing wrong with compromise. You know, we do make concessions and we do compromise, but we'll have to develop our own sense of what we're okay with, what we're not okay with, and I mean, and that we can pretty much take right across the board.
It's a cool part of your legacy, though, right? Like the fact that you made health cool in bodybuilding.
Hey,
right?
you know what? Yes. If I could, so many people, even just today in the expo, some guys say, "Oh, I watched your friend made sauerkraut. I love your videos, and I always eat that beet salad that you make."
Right.
And it's like, "Yo, my digestion, it's been great." And that for me is really rewarding. Because this sport is generally not. There's such a separation between image,
right? Sure.
We could maybe put image and performance in the same room, and then health is just over here, someplace.
Sure.
When in reality, why can't they all be together?
It's kind of the standard of like yesteryear, right? Like the Steve Reeves kind of standard.
Well,
right?
That's how it started.
Where in theory, like the very well-developed body was a representation of like ideal health.
Yes, and how far away have we gotten from that?
Sure.
And look, is any competitive endeavor, okay, whether it's the NFL, okay, or it's professional bodybuilding, any sport at an elite level, maybe health. Okay, you don't win the Super Bowl because your blood work is better than the other team.
Right.
Got it. Point taken. Right. That being said, your ability maybe as a football player to avoid injury, okay? The healthier your body is, or if you do get injured, to recover from that injury, health is a huge part of that.
Sure.
And, to the point, of health what I feel should be a large part of bodybuilding. Yeah, the healthier you are, I think the better your body functions, the easier it will be for you to achieve the look you want and to feel well and to enjoy it in the long run. That it can be a lifestyle, because that's what it should be. You know, and that's one of the things that Arnold talks about, and that's something I think that people have lost sight of. People tend to look at it as something I'm going to do now for 13 weeks, or I'm going to do now because I want to win a trophy, or I want to talk about it on my Instagram, or I want some type of recognition. In reality, it should be something deep within you that you do enjoy at its fundamental level, that you can take with you for a lifetime and make it yours and have your own version of it.
Right.